In 1975, Steve Caldemeyer was appointed judge of the Delaware County Court. His work as judge led to a passion for the youth he saw in his courtroom. Over the course of his 27-year career as judge, he heard thousands of challenging cases involving children and families. The Delaware County Children's Home was the only place in the county for placing at-risk youth. The home, which was built in 1907, was in need of significant upgrades and offered no treatment services for the youth placed there. This home, which provided dormitory-style living, was becoming more inadequate with each passing day. Frustrated by limited treatment options for the youth that came before his court, Judge Caldemeyer saw a need and wanted to do something for the families and children in this community, something to help minimize the multi-generational problems he was seeing on a daily basis. Judge Caldemeyer had a vision to bring all the key agencies together to help kids through collaborative partnerships. Meeting in restaurants with potential partners, he would diagram his vision on a napkin to illustrate what he saw. A new treatment center that would meet the needs of the community's most vulnerable. Countless hours were spent sharing this vision. The judge talked to anyone that would listen. His tenacity to fight for the children of our community is legendary and astounding. In the late 1980s, the Friends of the Youth Opportunity Center was created. Through this committed group, fundraising became the focus, and Judge Caldemeyer's vision became a reality. The YOC accepted their first residents in June of 1992.
My name is Rick Rore.
Carl Malone.
Denise Smith.
My name is Lynn Doppler.
My name is Becky Tuck.
About approximately 24 years.
An employee for YOC for 22 years.
34 years.
And I have been with the YOC almost 25 years.
I've worked here 23 years.
When I initially started working for Delaware County Children's Home, it was more warehousing the kids, kept them safe, and kept the kids clean, and make sure they got 3 meals a day. We had one big bay area, multiple bunks, and kids shared that space. One kitchen facility to serve the food, and just one outdoor area. Basketball court was outdoors. Didn't have an indoor facility.
I was just finishing grad school and knew I had to go out and get a real job. And so I was looking in the newspaper, and I remember seeing an ad for a treatment specialist.
The concept that Judge had of a campus-type treatment facility was very impressive to me.
I knew that I wanted to work with troubled kids, and so that ad really caught my eye, and I thought, this sounds exactly like what I want to do. I was hired as a part-time treatment specialist.
It was my first day of work. There was no desk, no preparation for me to be there. And so I was sent to a shed out on the grounds behind the old children's home. And so that was my first day experience at the YOC, carrying a desk in from a shed, finding an old stool to sit on.
The cottages was the only thing done. We worked right down in the cottages. So detention was still out there on rigging. Bakery was still next door. It was day to day. We didn't know what we was fixing. We'd come in, there'd be a little piece of paper scribbled on what our food was, and that's what we used to fix. We were able to separate probation and DCS kids.
He wanted to be more of a treatment type facility that would address each individual kid's need and have it all here on campus.
So what was very different is that we only had one cottage for boys and one for girls. So everybody was just, put in the same program just based on gender, and it didn't really matter, so to speak, what their diagnosis was or what their behaviors were like or what level of need they had. They were just kind of all thrown in together, age 6 to 17.
Having those services all here on campus, it just made sense. There was a vision out there for this campus to be what it is today.
What was important to me was to try to use some of my business training and my managerial experience in a setting that that I thought was meaningful and had lifelong impact. Just work just instead of just working in a business somewhere.
And through the years, we've been able to, adapt as the needs have adapted and create programs that work for those particular groups of kids.
I think we're really fortunate now to have the broad range of programs that we have.
It was the actual leadership from the CEO and the board's desk in terms of what we're about out here.
So the mission, along with great people, working with other people that are committed to trying to do good things, has made all the difference. This is a team game.
Just seeing the kids tell their story on how well YOC has helped them. You hear those kids now; they talk about what it done for them. They appreciate it. The staff that was there.
Well, I've been at the YOC for almost 25 years, and for me, that's over half of my life. And so I recognize that the YOC and the people here have really mentored me and supported me and invested in me, and just really helped to shape me into the person that I am today. And I'm very, very grateful for that. I feel blessed to have had the opportunities that I've had here. And I just think if you look around the organization, you see that there are a lot of other people that are just like me. And they've been here for 5, 10, 20 years. And they've been able to learn and grow and advance within the organization. And it's just really exciting to see. And I just think that's the culture that we have here. I think that the YOC is not just about helping kids and families, but it's about helping our staff too. And for me, it just makes me really proud to work for an organization like that.
Through the years, it's really easy to get caught up in the moment and feel like maybe you're not making a difference. But I've learned through the years, since I've run into kids from the past, that, the insignificant thing that you did made all the difference in the world. It may not have hit them at the time, but a few years down the road, it's like, oh yeah, that's what she was trying to tell me. I like it. I like the people, I like the atmosphere. Like back in the kitchen, I feel like we're a little close-knit family. And even the people outside the kitchen, I've always felt comfortable around them. Knowing that I'm cooking for kids, most of them, they appreciate it and they're glad to have a hot meal, so it makes me feel good.
Yearning, and my prayer was to apply my skills and education to something that mattered. And I think that prayer was answered.
So
Heart for Kids.
A winning smile.
Broad shoulders.
Helping hands.
A strong backbone.
Overall, my child has improved his attitude and anger as well as other things. My son is a completely different child than he was before he came to YOC. I believe that he has received a lot of help that he needed. His counselor was a really big help to my son as well as me. I thank YOC for helping my child become a better person.
I really like Task. I regret being foolish enough to mess that up and give you guys the wrong idea about me. I actually got some help, believe it or not. Staff went out of their way to get me books and help, and it means a lot.
Overall, I feel YOC was a good experience for me. I greatly benefited from my treatment and always felt respected.
For the rest of my life, I will always remember the 2 years I spent in the YOC as the point at which everything changed and took a turn for the better.
Today, the YOC is an award-winning, nationally recognized residential treatment facility employing over 450 dedicated team members. Every day, the YOC team helps Indiana's most vulnerable children and their families. This work is not always easy, but with care and determination, the YOC team goes above and beyond to make sure kids receive the care and attention needed to be successful.